Nah, look at him. Look at that. Look at that. Man says the toenail clippers are too dark. Look at that one. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel. So I just made a pretty cool beat. I sat down last night. I'm like, you know what? I need to make a beat. Doesn't matter if it's the best in the world. Doesn't matter if it sucks. I'm just going to make a beat and follow through with it and finish it. Because I wanted to get a video out for you guys. So I'm just going to break down this beat. I kind of went for like a repetitive kind of lo-fi kind of feel. So let's get into it. Yeah. So I picked out this sample. It sounds like this. And you get the idea. What I did with this is I played around with the pitches and stuff until I got it right where I wanted it. I did a little EQ on it just so I could filter out some of the sample junk. That's what I call it. I put some reverb on it as well. Next thing I went to was trying to figure out how I was going to make this song, how I was going to structure it. What I was thinking is I was going to maybe play like a piano or something, or maybe get my guitar and add to it. What I did instead, I was like, you know what, I kind of want this to be repetitive. So I switched it up a little bit when it came to, in the beginning, we have the original sample. And then when it drops, we have this sample. So this is just the original sample, but pitched up. That's what I did for the chorus to make it switch up and have more energy to it. In the verse sections, I went with pitching it down and then playing the original sample over top of it because this one is kind of muddy. If that stood by itself, it wouldn't sound as good. So it has less energy than the chorus, but it still keeps that movement. The next thing was the drums. I kept going back to like that trappy. Eventually, I got it narrowed down to something simple. Next thing I added was the hi-hat, so this. So with the hi-hats, I went ahead and I messed with the velocity. So velocity is basically the volume of it. So I went around and I just clicked different parts like here. So obviously the higher it is, the louder it's gonna sound striking, but a real drum set doesn't sound the exact same every time you press it or every time you hit the cymbal. So I went around and clicked so it sounded more rhythmic and more like it was an actual person playing it. And then I went and made spaces for the open hat. So on a drum set, you can't play a closed hi-hat and an open hat at the same time. So to make that even feel more realistic, I got rid of some of the closed hi-hat places so I could allow it to sound more real. Next thing I did was I just took away this one right here. It kind of added a cool little bounce that I liked. Next thing, I did the open hat. I kind of did the open hat and the hi-hat because they're the same part of the drum set, and you can't really do one without doing the other. So that sounded like this. Next thing I did was I accidentally clicked. Here's a little tip. If you accidentally do something in music and it sounds somewhat good, try and work it out. If it doesn't work, so what? But I made the mistake of clicking one of these samples while this was playing at the same time as the snare I already picked. I don't remember which one it was, but basically I clicked it and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. So instead of doing the snare, it would go like this. I just made it so that it would hit on the second. So instead of this one right here, it would hit right here. And it's a different snare, so I added like a meatier sound to it. Sounds like this. Just adds a more dramatic effect to it, in my opinion. Next up was the ride. This is just a simple, like, that's all it is. Yeah, when it came to structuring the beat, I kind of wanted to have, like I said, repetition to it. So it was kind of something you could play in the background. There's no lyrics to it. There's no, like, significant melody over top of it. Where it changes up, though, is the chorus and the verse, and I didn't want to make them too different. So all that happens here is, instead of dropping everything and going straight to the bassier sounding sample, I let the high pitch sample play out first. So I let this play out a little bit, and then it goes back and then brings in this bassier sounding. So it still sounds like it's moving like it does in the chorus. It's just there's a subtle effect of taking some of the energy out of it. So yeah, that's the beat. I'm gonna let it play out after, So yeah, that's the beat, guys. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these, make sure you let me know. Subscribe, because it's greatly appreciated. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.